You retained your title.
Whatever Ric Flair wants, Ric Flair gets. I wanted it to be a great year. I wanted to be the champion for a year. I wanted to beat it.
Hey, this is the Toxic Reign Scandal featuring TBK, the Turnbuckle King. We are back, We're here to talk about the United States Championship, the history of the United States Championship. Now, this was explained on the other channel of Red Carpet Ring about the top ranked United States Championships, champions of the United States champion. But this time we are going to talk about something different, and I explained this on Red Carpet Ring. We ain't going to talk about the top-ranked United States champions. We're going to talk about the United States Championship backstage drama. We are here to talk about that and what scandals and stuff happened that was regarding United States Championship, the legendary championship that started in NWA, later on WCW, and of course, later on to WWE. So it was NWA, WCW, then WWE, where the championship is currently. Now, we know the championship, what it is today, but previous designs of the championship were these. And we know we're talking about this actual design of the United States Championship. We know too of what caused it backstage, and just a little history of this championship, of what bad stuff did happen while certain wrestlers held this championship. But like I said, this is a history of championship that started in 1975 and is currently, might as well say, almost 50 years old. So this is almost a 50-year-old championship. Like I said, currently in WWE, but did not start in WWE. Started in the National Wrestling Alliance, later on in WCW, World Championship Wrestling, then of course WWE. So you guys make sure you hit the like button as you come into the locker room. We are here at Locker Room, also here on Facebook and X. And of course, as usual, it's definitely time to air the dirty laundry like no other. But we are going to discuss more about this. So you want to stay tuned and pay close attention to history that is being made. But before we do begin, let's check out who came into the locker room before we begin. Figure 4 TV. Salute to the chat. Salute to you, man. Yep. Like the new logo. No, logo looks good, man. Yep. You said the title dope. Yep. United States Championship backstage drama. The shambles. You guys want to look again? It is the shambles of the United States Championship. So we will definitely discuss that, and we're going to get into it. Salute to all you guys that came out. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Without further ado, let's talk about this United States Championship. Let's talk about it. Of course, let's talk about it. So let's get into that, and let's see what's going on regarding the United States Championship backstage drama. Championships, top 15 champions of all time. Thank you all coming in. But we're going to describe the debacle behind this championship. It was a lot of stuff going on that we didn't know behind it. And there was a lot of history behind this championship. All from Facebook, thank you for coming in. Like and subscribe as you come in to this. We've got some good info regarding this. Like I said, it's the part 2 to the top 15 United States champions of all time, but we're going to talk about behind the scenes of this championship. There was some stuff going on that they don't want you to know. You got to remember, it's not a WWE original title. It's an NWA title. And, ended up CW, then of course today WWE. So like I said, check me out at Toss Ring Scandal, also on Red Carpet Ring. So with that being said, I wanted to explain some things regarding the United States Championship. This will be the main focus today. I will talk about the championship that have created a new championship. I will also mention another scandal that got to that point regarding the United States Championship. So all you guys, like, subscribe as you come in. We're gonna talk more about this. We're gonna see where this can go. See how far this championship went as far as behind the scenes and everything else. Now, it's mentioned that before Ric Flair started his legendary career, he was involved in a plane crash back in 1975. And before his legendary career could really take off and really begin, he was involved in a plane crash. So fortunately, you know, he wasn't there. You know, for a while, Ric Flair was out. It was 6 injured in this plane crash. 6 injured there. And he was one of 6 people injured. So that's a picture of him. He was bigger. Now, what we're going to highlight mostly, Johnny Valentine, as mentioned earlier, was on this plane. Johnny Valentine was a former United States champion. But the thing is, he was a U.S. champion during the time of this plane crash. And it said that one of the reasons that plane crash happened, got where it's at, because he switched seats with Johnny Valentine, which I did not know. He switched seats with this man on the plane. And since he switched seats with him, you know, that's what caused his, you know, that caused the whole plane crash. And he is the father of Hanover Valentine, as I mentioned earlier on my other Red Carpet Ring here on YouTube. But they said there was a big thing about switching seats. Flair had been seated in front of the plane, but he was vocal about his position. And Ric Flair asked Johnny Valentine to switch seats because Ric Flair was complaining about being in the front, you know. But we will highlight more into that right now. Now, I said, out of this whole plane crash, it was Johnny Valentine who suffered the worst fate. He broke his back in the crash. A bone fracture wedged itself into his spinal column, forced his back to be reattached with a clamp. As a result, Johnny Valentine was paralyzed for life, and his career came to a tragic end and never wrestled again. What I have highlighted here, like I said, he was the U.S. heavyweight champion and top star for Jim Crockett Promotions, scheduled to face then NWA world champion Dory Funk Jr. of the famous Funk family, who is the brother of Terry Funk. The following week at the Greensboro Coliseum, considered one of the best workers in the country at the time, Valentine's injury and forced retirement was a devastating loss to the wrestling community. So Johnny Valentine was the United States champion during the time of this plane crash. But because of this unfortunate tragedy of this plane crash, he could not hold this championship anymore. Not only that, it ended his whole career. So it was sad to be not only a wrestler, but you're a champion. Who would have known that this is your last time ever holding on to a championship ever, because you were forced to retire from it. So this was very, very devastating. And I did not know that during his plane crash, the United States champion was on this plane during the time of the crash. Now, some people, I know the pilot, he was in a hospital, but he did not make it. He passed away a little bit after the crash happened. So pilot did not make it. I think he was only 25 years old at the time of the plane crash. But to hear what happened to Johnny Valentine is tragic. This is a very, very sad thing that happened. Like I said, don't talk about this story. People that do know the story, we talk about Ric Flair. Of course, before he started his career, he had his surgery and everything else, changed everything. He went from being big to small, and he was able to recover. But this guy here, Johnny Valentine, he did not recover. And this was all over the newspapers at the time. Now, there was a tournament for the vacant United States Championship. Like it says here, Dory Funk Jr., he's supposed to face him. His brother, Terry Funk, he won that championship in a tournament final. He defeated Paul Jones for it. So that's what happened with that. So that's just a sad, sad, tragic thing that happened. Now, I mentioned this earlier on Red Carpet Ring, and I'm going to show it here again. This championship is known for having great, great designs, and also spun off to other championships. And I will explain what I mean by that. If you look here, this title was known as the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship. It was the mid-lag version, which was 1975 to 1981. Also known as the United States Heavyweight Championship Undisputed version, which lasted 10 years from 81 to 91. It was also later on when it was purchased by WCW from WCW, and it purchased from Jim Crockett Promotions, JCP for short. It was the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship. So that was going on from 91 to 2001. And later on, it was just the WCW United States Championship, when it was purchased from WWE following a merger from 2001, June to November 2001. And later, the championship was deactivated, which I will get to later on. And it was reactivated in 2003. Now it's called the WWE United States Championship. Now, a question you want to ask, I'm asking myself, it's known as United States Championship. Why was it called United States Heavyweight Championship? It seemed like it was a world championship. That's the question I want to ask myself. You want to know why. And before we do get into that, thank you all for coming in. Hit the like button. Like Jessica said, here, hit the like button. Thank you, Jessica, for highlighting that, because this is real information I'm digging into, and I'm going 100 miles and running on this information. So if I'm going too fast for you guys, let me know. I will slow it down. I'll put the brake on. But other than that, I'm going in on this because this needs to be highlighted regarding championship. Now, I'm going to show designs of this championship and what it's spun off to be. Now, like I said, this is one of the designs of the United States Championship. This is one of them here. But it also became a tag team championship. Right here, it said NWA United States USA Tag Team Championships. So this wasn't just a regular United States Championship. It was spun off on many variations of the championship. As you can see here, this is the NWA World Championship. If you look real closely, in front, the front plate, it says USA right there in the front. Now, this is the main world title. It has USA in the front. Pay attention to that. I'll explain more about that. If you look here for the United States Championship, these are designs of it. Also, another one of the Tag Team Wrestling Championship, NWA United States. And these are all designs of the championship. As you can see, it says heavyweight champion, heavyweight wrestling champion, United States Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. It keeps saying heavyweight champion on here, heavyweight champion. So it's just something to highlight. Like I said, look there. It has the USA in the front, and it's supposed to be a world heavyweight champion. Now, with that being said, my research, I believe that the United States Heavyweight Championship got converted over to the NWA World Championship. This is really, even though this is world title, this is the United States Championship. That's where this came from. Now, it has Mexico on the side, place Australia, etc., but the United States is mainly in the front. Not just because it's made United States, it's the United States Championship. And not only that, I'm gonna have you look at the design. You guys look at this one more time. This is the NWA United States Championship. Look at the design, has the flag here, has the Eagles on the side, and an NWA logo, National Wrestling Alliance. Give you a couple more seconds to look at that design of the United States Championship right there. Now, I'm going to show a certain gentleman that held a world championship. And he's a famous wrestler, one of the best WWE champions ever, Bruno Sammartino. Look at him. This is supposed to be the WWE Championship. Look at that design right there. Very similar design, very similar look. It looks just like this championship. Don't look that much different. It's the same color, the same triangular design look. You know, it just has different words on it. Now, NWA and WWE, back in the day, they had a partnership over territories. They used to work together. Back when Vince Sr., which is Vincent J. McMahon, Vincent Jess McMahon, and before him, his father, Jess McMahon, which is Vince McMahon Jr.'s grandfather. They worked with NWA. So people don't know that the WWE title really originated from the United States Championship. You guys in the comment section and chat, let me know if you feel otherwise. I feel that this is the same title. It's not that much different. It's just this one, it's a little more gold here. But yeah, WWE stole that concept and that design, and it came from NWA, which is known as the National Wrestling.
And that is undisputed.
Alliance. Also, before WWE could even make moves or do anything, they had to get permission from the NWA because they was mainly running territories. Could they do anything as far as matches or collabs, anything? So NWA pretty much had reign over this. So WWE don't want to admit this, but that WWE championship he's holding, and he hold it, and it's him later on when he was inducted. It's the same design right there. You know, he was older. That championship was spun off this United States Championship. That's what I believe. And this is great information. I just found this out myself, and I thought it would be important to highlight this. WWE does not respect this championship like they respect the Intercontinental, the WWE Championship, or others, because this was not a original WWE Championship. It came from NWA. Now, even though it did not come from WWE, they still want to rip off this championship and make it their own. So, like I said earlier on Red Carpet Ring, that United States Championship I respected a lot more because it did not only just help wrestlers' careers from the bottom, it also inspired WWE and of course later on was bought by WCW to have many variations of this title. They even had it mocked. Look at this championship. Like I said, guys in the chat, let me know otherwise if I'm I just saying anything or sound like I'm crazy, but this is very, very strikingly similar. It's a very good resemblance of his belt. It's too similar to this championship. So this is very, very good information I'm highlighting on this right now. This championship was spun off. And as you can see before, this was also a tag team championship. It wasn't just a heavyweight championship and a regular United States championship. It was a tag team championship. There was no other way of putting this in there. This was a very, very good information. Now I got Goodbread on here. I want him to add his input of what he also think of, this particular championship variation that was basically ripped off by WWE. I'm gonna bring him on right now. Thank you, Goodbread, for coming to the Toxic Ring Scandal. And this is very, very toxic topic, but thank you for coming on. I really appreciate your input on this.
No problem, man. And salute. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah, man. This is definitely the United States Championship. The lineage stems back to the 50s and 40s or something like that. This was the first World Heavyweight Championship. The United States title was the first World Heavyweight title for the territories. This is why the variations look so similar, because at some point this was the title. The United States Heavyweight Championship was the title that the champions for the territories would travel with. So each brand will have their own title, but when it come back to the alliance, the NWA alliance, this was the title. No other title was recognized. Now you see, from what I heard, Vince McMahon, Senior, he wanted Buddy Rogers, the Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, to go over Luthez. And when the National Wrestling Alliance said no, that's when all hell broke loose. That's when WWF stopped recognizing this United States title as their title. And then they didn't bring it back until later on, when we know it as the United States title that we know it.
Yes. Let me highlight who's in the house. Tamika, let's get the likes. 10 likes gets to 20. Thank you, Tamika, for highlighting that. This is real information we give you guys. You won't find this information anywhere else regarding this championship. This is really, really toxic. I'm not even exaggerating on this one. This is crazy what's going on here. Crazy going on. But yeah, this is very interesting. This championship is not getting enough praise. And like I said, after today, especially after this streaming tonight, the United States Championship is it's the most respected championship after the World Championship. It's not just the WWE Championship or NWA Championship or WCW or the World Heavyweight Championship, whatever championship that is. This championship is very respected, and they try to hide it like it didn't mean nothing, but it meant everything. It helped a lot of people's careers. This is way more important than the Intercontinental Championship, despite what popularity say on WWE. Contrary to popular belief, this championship is more important than it's ever been. I just don't like how it's being highlighted. Like current champion Austin Theory, I looked it up earlier. Since he won a championship back in Survivor Series 2022, when he defeated Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley in Triple Threat, he only defended that championship 9 times since he won it. He held on for 222 days. He barely defends that title. On the other hand, what's so interesting about this championship? Not just Austin Theory, his title runs were like didn't mean anything. You got Logan Paul, who's currently holding the United States Championship, and he's been holding on to that belt for what 250 days now. And the crazy part about it is with this championship, it seemed like it's more a pretty much it's just it's a superstar title. That's what it's becoming to, and since it is becoming that, it's not being defended. Now we know Logan Paul, he's great in the ring. I'm not taking nothing away from Logan Paul. He's great in the ring. He can wrestle, but let's be honest, Logan is he's a superstar. He's a big name. You know, he's everybody knows him from social media. Everybody knows him from being a Paul, his brother Jake Paul being a boxer. We know that Logan's athletic. We know that he can go in the ring. We know that, but let's be honest here. Since he's won this championship, and I believe Logan Paul won it from Rey Mysterio when he cheated, he barely defends his title at all. He barely defends it. It's pretty much just a superstar title. It's all about superstardom. As Coach Seth Rollins said on Raw a few months back, the Hollywood title. And that's what I mean by WWE don't never ever recognize this championship as a championship that should be respected. Now, meanwhile, you got the Intercontinental Championship that got prestige, especially with Gunther, who recently just ended the 666-day run as Intercontinental Champion, ended by Sami Zayn at WrestleMania 40. They made sure they put a lot of prestige and respect on that championship's name. They don't do the same for the United States Championship. You guys see a pattern here? It's a pattern. They do not respect this title. And it ain't not just now, today. It's been like that for years. They do not respect this title. Logan Paul know that he is not full-time. Logan Paul know he cannot defend that title like that. Now, when LA Knight, who will be eventually the next champion in line to defeat Logan for this title, then we'll see how WWE going to treat this United States Championship now with the full-timer. We're going to see how it goes, but they never respected this title the same way they respect the Intercontinental Championship. I'm just saying. Now, that's not, I'm not just making this up or anything. The proof is in the pudding. And if you think about it too, if you really, really think about it, I mean, it's true. It's very, very much true. And it's just, it's sad that it's like that, but that's just the way it is. And it's not no secret of how they treat this championship. It's pretty much common knowledge, and it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler.
And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
So that's just crazy how this title never get the proper respect. I just want to highlight that. Davy Diane. Hello, everyone. Salute to you. Welcome to the locker room. Make sure that like button as you guys come into the locker room. Give us some very, very good game here about the United States Championship, backstage drama, and the disrespect WWE shows towards this championship that they do not want to tell you. You ain't going to find us on Peacock. You ain't going to find us on the network. If it's available in your country still, you ain't going to find us nowhere. You ain't going to find it just here. But I just wanted to go into that a little bit. Meanwhile, let's get back to the past history of the United States Championship. And also, there is a little small interview about this championship, about the plane crash. Greg the Hammer Valentine, who's the son of Johnny Valentine, who was paralyzed, and as I stated earlier, had to retire due to, injury. Can't wrestle if you're paralyzed. That's my checked. So he's going to talk about that plane crash on Title Match Wrestling. But meanwhile, let's get back to the regular stream, of talking about the United States Championship. How much disrespect it gets. Intercontinental Championship, WWE's own championship with Gunther, that championship's been defended way more. Yeah, I know he held it longer before than Austin Theory, but they don't respect this United States Championship. And I was always wondering why they always downplay his championship. Now I see why. Another thing I want to mention too, a little side note. I explained earlier. I'm going to show it again on the screen. Give me 1 second. I want to highlight this. This championship, when it was purchased by WWE back in 2001, it was only active, literally only active, not even 6 months. They had Edge defeat Test in a unification match. Test was the Intercontinental Champion, and Edge was the IC champ. When he won, he unified both belts. And you can look at the timeline here, 2001, 2003, pretty much a year and a half, almost 2 years. This championship was inactive. And it finally got reactivated following the brand new brand split of Raw and SmackDown. Stephanie McMahon was the general manager at the time, and she activated on television. And Eddie Guerrero was the first champion following the reactivation of that championship, while the Intercontinental Championship was on Monday Night Raw, pretty much how like it is today. But this championship does not get enough respect. It don't get enough respect. It's sad and it's wrong. WWE, I like WWE, but they do a lot of undercut stuff that I don't agree with. And that's why I follow AEW, which is old school wrestling, and they do things the old-fashioned way. As Goodbread mentioned, territories working together, which we saw maybe almost 2 weeks ago. If you check on my Rumble, a red carpet ring of the AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door event. That's a clear example of two territories working together, trying to bring out the best wrestling matches and the best talent in the world. It's not just this one company, you're tied to one company, so like WWE does, and play politics. So I always said this. A real wrestling fan don't only just watch WWE, they watch AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, maybe even Impact. When you say you only watch WWE, to me, you are not a wrestling fan. You are a sports entertainment fan. You only like sports entertainment. I'm not a sports entertainment fan. I am a pure wrestling fan. I watch all promotions, not just WWE, not all of it. Ring of Honor, AEW. I watch all of it. Even Impact, they have some good stuff in here and there. Or independent circuit for that matter. Or you can watch wrestling in your local area. They have that, especially in major cities like Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Boston, etc., etc. But this championship was downplayed for many, many years, and they don't want you to know this. I guarantee you, if you go on Peacock or WWE.com, you are not going to find this information there because they don't want you to know about it. They want to hide it from you. But I'm here to bring it out. That's what you got me for. I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to expose it, and it's going to be highlighted because it needs to be for wrestling fans to know that follow wrestling and ones who don't follow wrestling. That's what that's here for. And that's what I wanted to highlight here regarding wrestling and this United States Championship. It's not just a championship. It was a heavyweight championship and a tag team championship. And it was in many different territories before it was bought. The last one was bought out in 1981, Mid-Atlantic. So, Goodbread, I've got a question now. You know how many territories exactly that it was in before it was all bought out? Because I believe it's like 6 or 7 territories of the championship. So many spun off versions of it.
That's the thing. It was owned by the NWA Alliance. So it wasn't owned to a specific territory, right? How the way the territories worked back in the days was they went to a meeting. They went to an annual meeting, and they all sat at the meeting, and they all decided on which wrestler drew the most and which wrestler was going to have the title. And each wrestler that they chose got a chance to come through all of their territories and draw for them. You know what I mean? So it got to the point where back in the days, before the internet, guys, and before on television, syndicated TV, because you wouldn't know. Just like the circus does the same show the whole season. You know what I mean? And everybody comes in to see this same show, and that's how it was. So this was the title, the United States title. That's why they said it, United States heavyweight title. That was the championship that the traveling champion will go to different territories with. Remember, Vince did not create his own world heavyweight title. Remember, until they did not let their pick, which was Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, win. Once the commission voted against his vote, which was to vote to let Buddy Rogers, the bad guy, continue his reign. It was on. It was on. That's when Vince Senior, that is, made his own title. And that's the title, the little rectangle title you see on the statue. They wouldn't dare put the original title that Bruno Sammartino holds, which is the title with the United States map on it. That's the original the WWF World's Heavyweight title.
Yeah, very, very true, and I appreciate your input on that. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I mean, I know I don't get like this. I'm cool, but I'm kind of irritated with WWE right now. I'm kind of angry with what they did. They try to hide this. I don't like this, man. I mean, who cares if the championship didn't come from your promotion? It's still a championship that needs to be highlighted, no matter what. And I gotta give both of us the ad-lib, especially you, Good Bread. I'm gonna do it now.
Because I am that damn good.
Another one for me.
Because I am that damn good.
Yeah, this information you're not gonna find where else. This is what I like about Vince Senior. He has territories work within each other. It's not just this one company, or you only contract work here. You can't do nothing else. If you do, they release you. But WWE, you guys got me feeling some type of way right now regarding this whole situation. This information really had me look at this couple different. I know if I was a professional wrestler, I wouldn't even want to wrestle for WWE. Who cares about the money? It ain't all about money. They put you in this box where you cannot grow. You're going to do so much. Unless you're a favorite like a Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Charlotte Flair, or Becky Lynch, they really keep you in the box and you cannot grow. AEW, on the other hand, there is no box. It's wide open. It's no box like this. It's open. You could do so much. You know, you could be on AEW and be a New Japan Pro Wrestling champion over there. Like, for example, Eddie Kingston, AEW, he just won the strong open weight championship. He just won that a couple days ago. They just highlighted that on Dynamite yesterday. But WWE will never let that happen, unfortunately. But it's a box in WWE. Look at Jon Moxley, for example. He was there, Dean Ambrose in WWE, but he was so limited. Even his last final character, when he wore that mask, he was a heel. He was limited. He couldn't do much. And now he's Jon Moxley. He's being exactly who he should have been the whole time. That's the character he should have been. He's wide open. There's no more box. It's open. And that's what I like about AEW. It has such an open mind. And if you notice, guys, WWE, once again, is ripping people off. AEW has the famous media scrum after each pay-per-view event. What a coincidence WWE's doing called the press conference now. Where did they get that idea from? AEW, exactly. And also another fun fact I found out too that WWE ripped off. You know, we talk about WrestleMania, the biggest event of the year by WWE. You guys know WrestleMania, right? That idea was stolen from New Japan Pro Wrestling, who have their main event, their main pay-per-view event every year. It's called Wrestle Kingdom. Don't that name sound familiar? Wrestle Kingdom, WrestleMania? Well, that's where they got that from. So, you know, WWE, they're not originals like you think they are. There's still a lot of the ideas from all promotions, whether it's from AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, ECW, WCW, and as you can see here, NWA. So you guys in that chat, hit the like button. Everybody from Facebook, come on to House of Ring Scandal. Hit the like button over here in the chat. You got some good information I'm giving right now. You guys in the chat that are here, let me know what you think of this information. Is it shocking? Is it something you're not surprised? Or how do you feel? This is it's crazy though. Yeah, it's highlights some people. Wow, great stuff. Thank you, Jessica. We try our best. You know, normally I'm calm, but this got me feeling I'm kind of a little amped regarding this information. I'm excited to talk about it. This got me a little amped about it, so I had to go in on this one. Of course, I got the leader of the righteous fear, Mr. Goodbread. I got him going into because I know he knows how much information I do, if not a little more. So I had to get some help on this. It's just sad that WWE tries to make themselves look like they're such a good two shoes company as far as creating everything, but they really are ripoffs. So that's all I had. I mean, Goodbread, you have anything else to add regarding this, man? These guys are ripoffs. Ripoffs, man. They rip off everything.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad, and they don't need to do that because they winning. Like they're winning, and much like in the territory days, it just made for great wrestling for everybody. Like to see your Connecticut's champion come to New York, and then go to Florida, and then go to South Carolina. It's like, come on, man. But I guess Vince saw another way. But we got a lot of stuff to go over on this channel, man. Guys, we know a lot of things, man. We're gonna touch on a lot of stories. KDH, man, you bring the best out of everybody, man. So if I was y'all, I would definitely like, share, subscribe. Come on over, sign in if you have to. But stick around, man. It's only gonna get better, man. We got a lot of info.
Yes. And thanks for highlighting that, Goodbread. This is real good information. Like I said, with my top 15 I just did with the United States Championship, we're going to highlight some more. As you can see with that WWE Championship that was spawned off this championship, I'm going to talk, one of these weeks, I'm going to talk about the top 15 WWE champions, top 15 NWA/WCW World Champions. And I may even add a little bonus in there of other championships. And I also want to add stuff like that regarding championships because all the stuff ties in together, and you will understand as we go along more in history. Like I said, my channel, Toxic Rain here, and Red Carpet, it's about the past and the present, and conspiracies or thoughts regarding the future, predictions. So it ain't just a current channel, it's the past, present, and future channel. Both channels here. So like I say, you guys hit that like button, and you know, we are really bringing fire here right now. You know, I thank everybody for coming out tonight. I really do. It's like Gilbert says, more to come regarding this stuff. And this was very, very good information to find out. I feel like I went to the library and got information, reading books and watching videos about this stuff. That's how much information I want to highlight tonight. So, like I said, I think you guys rock with me. Like I said, we will still be on Rumble for Red Carpet Rain. It's gonna be a little limited. It's gonna be limited. Ain't gonna be like open like it was. It's gonna be limited. I'll still be over there, but not as frequently. I will do the AEW events over there.
in 1976. I went back to Florida, and I went in as a babyface this time, and I was Dusty's partner a couple of times. And I was pretty happy doing $1,500 a week in Florida at that time. Was real good money. A lot of girls, a lot of parties, working every night. It was a lot of fun. But it was around this time that my dad had a plane crash with the one with Flair and everybody was in, and I was 76. And my dad was virtually crippled from the waist down. His career was over. And the pilot died, and Flair continued to go on because Flair never always told everybody he had a broken back, but he never broke his back.
How high up was that plane when it actually crashed? What was the story behind the plane crash?
Well, they were going to Wilmington, North Carolina, and they used to do a lot of charter flights so they could get home that night instead of having to stay over there. So they flew from Charlotte to Wilmington. The story about it was the thing ran out of gas. So he tried to switch over to reserve. My dad was up in front with the pilot and said he could smell gas. There was still gas in the plane, but he couldn't get the engines restarted. And it landed short of the runway. But the bad part about it is it ran into a railroad embankment crosswise, and it just come to a screeching halt. All the chairs in the Cessna, all the seats and everything came loose, came forward, hit my dad and the pilot in the back. Pilot went through the window, and my father broke both his hands hanging onto it, but he broke his back in like 4 different places. Really brutal. And so that's what happened there. So I'm in Florida while this was happening, and I guess another year goes by, but they kept calling me, and I really didn't want to leave Florida. I liked it, but they said, "Hey man, what are you making down there?" I said, $1,000, $1,500 a week. I said, "Well, you can triple that if you come up here. I'll put you right in here. I'll make you Flair's partner and everything like that." So I finally went in there in September of '76 into the Mid-Atlantic. Well, my dad did a hell of a rib, and this is a legendary rib. This guy by the name of Jay York, I don't know if you heard of him, used to wrestle as the Alaskan, and he did a lot of bit parts in movies out there. He was a bald-headed guy with a beard, did a lot of stand-ins and stuff in Hollywood. Well, at the time, he was Jay York, the Alaskan, and he had an atomizer that he had to take for asthma, and he squirted in his mouth before he went to the ring and after he got back from the ring because he had trouble breathing. So my dad, this is a classic one because everybody knows about this one, at least the boys, the older fellas anyway. He goes out to the ring and wrestles, and my dad filled his atomizer up with lighter fluid. So he comes back in from the ring, and he's, you know how you are after you wrestle. And he goes for that atomizer, and he goes, and he almost killed himself. He fell down, rolled around the floor. So he goes out to his car. He knew exactly who did it, Johnny Valentine. So he goes out to his car and grabs his shotgun. Brings his shotgun in. Now, my dad had 2 wrestling bags in his hand. One was his bag, and there was a big metal Halliburton. The other one was Buddy Rogers' bag, Nature Boy Buddy Rogers. So he's holding them like this, and he's standing in the hallway, and here comes Jay York with his shotgun. "I know you did it, you son of a bitch. I know it. I'm going to take care of you right now." And he shot at him, but he aimed at Buddy Rogers' suitcase.
That is crazy. That's Greg Valentine did the interview on talking more about the plane crash that happened in 19. He said 76, but my sources said 75. And where his dad said he broke his hands. Man, that's crazy. He broke his hands holding on. Pilot immediately ran in, and he passed away, and it broke his back. Ric Flair did say that it broke his back. He's in 3 different places, but said never did. That's how he was able to continue on wrestling. But they say Ric Flair be It be capped sometimes with Ric Flair.
That's cap. Totally cap.
But that's interesting to say the least. That all that stuff was going on. We already know what kind of career Ric Flair had. It one of the best ever, Hall of Famer, 16-time world champion, really a 21-time world champion. But that was that championship, the United States Championship, is three things went over how the champion at the time was Johnny Valentine. His son Greg that just talked, his dad was in the plane crash. He was the United States champion. He had to relinquish the championship, vacated, and his career was over due to being paralyzed from the plane crash. Also mentioned how that title was United States Championship, but it converted over to the United States Heavyweight Championship, actual heavyweight title, NWA heavyweight title, instead of just the United States heavyweight title, but the actual NWA world title. And also, I mentioned earlier that the first ever design of the new, at the time, WWF Championship that Bruno Sammartino held, as I stated earlier, that design was heavily inspired by this particular design that you see on the screen. So it's very interesting, a lot of stuff with history with this championship. And like I said, WWE is not going to show this title no love. It never has, never will. Meanwhile, the Intercontinental Championship, because they made that title, it gets all the love and respect in the world. Not so much here, but we, like I said, we highlight this championship here, talk about the history behind it, I talk about the top 15 United States champions on red carpet reign. Now we talking about the backstage drama involving the NWA United States Championship that later became the WCW title, and of course, currently today, the WWE United States Championship. But other than that, though, guys, that's all I have regarding the United States Championship backstage drama, shambles of the United States Championship, the championship that started in NWA, National Wrestling Alliance, and the championship that debuted in 1975. Coincidentally, the same year that the plane crash incident happened. But other than that, guys, you let me know what you think in the comment section below. Right here in the live chat right now, what you think of this whole debacle of this championship, United States Championship. Did you guys know about the history of this championship, or it's your first time hearing about it? I would like to hear more how you guys feel about that. But other than that, though, there's nothing more needs to be said. At the interview with Greg the Hammer Valentine, he went to death about it, and his dad survived the crash as well as Ric Flair, but he could not continue to wrestle like Ric Flair did. Because when you saw a picture of Flair was big, bulky. He had surgery to lose the weight, and then he became Ric Flair. I know Ric Flair stayed in a promo a while back that he said 6 months after this plane crash, he became the NWA World Champion. He won a title for the first time ever. So that's impressive. That is definitely a blessing from God that he survived a plane crash, not only still alive, but later on also continued his wrestling career and having one of the most decorated careers in professional wrestling history, not just in WWE, all of wrestling. Because Ric Flair wrestled for almost every promotion. WWE, NWA, WCW, TNA. The only one he didn't wrestle for was ECW. The only promotion he really didn't work for. He's dealing with AEW now. So Ric Flair's he's literally been around. He's been all over traveled all over the world, traveled with all the promotions, you name it, he did it. He's Ric Flair. So, other than that, this is the history behind the scenes of the NWA. Very, very interesting history here. Something you guys definitely want to check out. I remember the promo Ric Flair did with this title.
You retained your title. Whatever Ric Flair wants, Ric Flair gets. I wanted it to be a great year. I wanted to be the champion for a year. I wanted to beat everyone.
Yep, that's Ric Flair. As you saw in that clip, he had that same design that I've been showing, the red design. But Ric Flair.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Other than that, that's all I have. Soon 2 videos will pop up. One will be Real Reason Kim marry Randy. Second video will be legendary match Goldberg versus Hogan. You guys already know what it is. It is OUNT.